What's the Chow Chinchows JoesphGames here, and welcome back to another week of the IBL. It is week 6, and of course, obviously, I don't need to tell you what happened in the match because, well, things don't change for the Chester Chinchous and JoesphGames. This week, I started to realise how bad my draft actually was. I drafted a lot of bulk, barely any speed, and it's really annoyed me that I've done this, and I really shouldn't have. I even tried making a transaction this week to help out, but it turns out I just made the team worse. So, yeah. I'm really bad at battling, or I'm really bad at drafting. It's one of the two things. I don't know what it is, but hopefully we'll get it right eventually one day. Season 3 of the WSS is coming up like a train, and we'll be arriving at that station very, very soon, and I can't wait for that, to tell you the truth, because I'm starting to look at other mons. I'm starting to look at things like Weavile and Arcanine and stuff like that, thinking about whether I need to start looking at drafting them or stuff like that. I'm also going to be starting to stream showdown battles in a series called Saturday Night Showdown that I will be doing on my Twitch channel, which will be linked in the description below. It is twitch.tv/JoesphGames. I am planning to get that started up again. Twitch and me have not been best friends, but I'm trying to work on Twitch, and I really want to get Twitch back in order because I've got my YouTube back in order. I've got JoesphGames in order. Now I need to get Twitch in order. Now I need to start streaming again, and I want to start streaming again. And it's going to be really fun too. Oh yeah, before I forget, before we get into this battle, August 22nd, clear your days. Like, clear them. Make sure you're not doing anything on that day, and then join me on Twitch. Because we are doing a Pokemon Y sleep lock to celebrate my 29th birthday. So that's going to be absolutely awesome. Join me for the Pokemon Y sleep lock. August 22nd. I will be reminding you in every video from now until the actual day. Join me. Twitch.tv/JoesphGames. It's going to be absolutely awesome. Anyway, let's take a look at the team that we brought to battle BlueJayOnToast and her Toronto Totodiles. We started off with Pixel, the Mesmerit, Levitate, with Knockoff, U-Turn, Stealth Rocks, and Psychic. Then we had CM Punk, Champ, Knockoff, Flacade, Close Combat, and Stone Edge. I was going to bring Heavy Slam, but the last minute change made by Darude made me not bring Heavy Slam, and I'm sort of regretting that now. I'm sort of regretting the fact I didn't bring Heavy Slam, and you'll see why in the battle. Then we have Nightmare. Level 50 with Earth Power, Substitute, Ice Beam, and Roost, holding the Icerium Z for Sub-Zero. I can't remember what the word is. But yeah, Sub-Zero Slammer, that's it, Slammer. Sub-Zero Slammer. And we had Sophie. Rocky Helmet with Fur Coat, Parting Shot, Foul Play, Toxic, and Taunt. Then we had new member to the team. I transferred out Robin of Talonflame for Isaac, the Alolan Marowak. I like Alolan Marowak. It's a pretty fun Pokemon. It's not as fast, and it does bring us a ground weakness, but it's more powerful, and I don't have to deal with recall anymore, which is really good because Isaac has Rockhead, which means, in other words, I can just tell him to do moves that do massive recall, like Flare Blitz, which he has this week, and it does nothing. I get no recall damage from that, and that's really cool. Also, his other ability is Lightning Rod, which gives me an electric type immunity, which would be also really good too. So, although Marowak it's a good fire type, and it's a lot better than Talonflame, I'll tell you that, because Talonflame, it's a good mon. It's very fast. It's one of the fastest, and it's still one of the fastest Pokemon of all time. But the fact is, you're losing a lot of HP in order to attack with Brave Bird and Flare Blitz. And they're the only two moves you usually carry. if there's any, you might carry like things like U-turn or Swords Dance, but that's basically it. You're talking about doing your 2 major damage with Brave Bird and Flare Blitz, and you're costing yourself a lot of HP by trying to do it. Anyway, so we have Isaac here. Flare Blitz, Shadow Bone, Flame Charge, and Stone Edge, holding the Fit Club to boost that attack because that's Cubone and Marowak's special item. Then we have Little Bro, Defog, Toxic, Knockoff, and Roost. Me and Darude were debating like throughout the team building of whether to go with Knockoff, U-turn, or Earthquake. We in the end decided to go with Knockoff because it can do damage to everything that she has, and it did pretty much do some work here today. So I'm pretty happy with Knockoff. I'm pretty happy that went Knockoff over U-turn and Earthquake. Earthquake would have worked too, I guess, maybe. It's stab, but like some people wouldn't have been affected by it, so wouldn't have been the best idea. Anyway, let's crack into the battle. And before I say anything about this, BlueJay, you're an awesome battler. I do wish you great luck in your future endeavours. I know we're destined to battle again as part of the WSS Season 3, so, you know, good luck and all that. I can't wait to battle you again, hopefully with a better draft, and, you know, me and BlueJay, we might be destined to fight forever, and that'd be really good too. I really like her style of battling. I really think she's actually really good at this, and I hope she gets better and better over time. And now let's get into the battle. Okay, we started off with Pixel. And she starts off with Granville. Yeah, Granville. I wasn't expecting to see this thing, but yeah, it does actually work really well against my team. I U-turn out because I do outspeed this thing. I didn't really have too much for it, that's the thing. I went to the Little Bro because Little Bro can at least wall, but really can't really do too much in the attacking area of life. So you just sit here and wall things. I found out later this Granville actually has Ice Punch, so technically we can't wall it, really, in a way. I mean, we do. It does sort of two-shot us in that situation. I do go for the Toxic here because it's probably the best move I could go for. That she switched out into Porygon 2. I like the fact that I Toxic Porygons too because that really helps in situations like this because, well, Porygon 2 is really scary. And the fact is, Porygon 2 carries things that can deal with Little Bro. Here she went for Ice Beam. I switched into Machamp because I wanted to go for the close combat. I wanted her at this point to switch into Mind Freak. Her Alakazam. I wanted her to switch into Mind Freak because the fact is, here I come with the knockoff. And I wanted to go, and this is where I could have if I still had Heavy Slam, I could have Heavy Slammed. And it would have done a serious amount of damage to Princess. Wouldn't have killed, obviously, because it's a Granville and I'm a Machamp. And it's not Stab. But it would have done some serious damage. And Little Bro possibly could have finished it off. Here we find out that she has Ice Punch after all, which is kind of really annoying. In a way, really. But yeah, it was a good strategy by her to carry Ice Punch after all. So yeah. Here I switch into Isaac. Because I want to do some damage. And I also want to resist the Ice Punch, which I do really nicely with Isaac. Ignore the police car going outside my window. Ignore that. Here I went for the Flare Blitz because it would have done a lot of damage to Princess and could have killed at that HP. I'm not exactly sure. I never did the counts, but I surely should have done. We do it to Duck here, and it did pretty nice damage. Got it into the very low yellow, and it did work out really nicely. I decided to Flame Charge here because I know she was going to die to poison. And all I wanted to do is get a boost of my speed. Apparently she had I'm guessing she had HP ground. But she decided to do a hidden power there. I'm guessing it was HP ground to deal with, you know, Isaac. That's it. And then she sends out Pebbles. Here, I was thinking Stone Edge. I missed my Stone Edge, and then possibly that could have cost me the game. Because if Isaac was still alive, Isaac might have been able to do something to something later on in the game. I switch out into Kieran Black. I want to see how much damage she's doing to me, so I set up a substitute. She does the foul play, and it destroys my substitute just like that. So yeah, it turns out she's doing too much damage to me. So I decide the only thing left to do is to do this. Z Ice Beam, Sub-Zero Slammer. First time I've actually got off a Z move all season. Because I keep on forgetting my Z stones and stuff like that. And it does one-shot Pebbles, because obviously it one-shots Pebbles, because Pebbles is super weak to it, and it's a power 140 move, so obviously it's going to one-shot. Here she switches into Alloy, her Jirachi, and I switch into Sophie, but what do I know? Special Jirachi! Flash Cannon does a load of damage. Does an absolute load. Special Jirachi. Can't really deal with that too well. Here I go for the foul play. It does still do some damage, so she must have some physical in there too. But not a lot. Here the Flash Cannon makes me live on 2. And at that point, I was thinking to myself, how did I live this? And also, what do I do? Because I wasn't exactly sure what to do in this situation. I go for the foul play. It does do quite a bit of damage to Princess. It does put Princess into the yellow. And here I switch out. I probably should have let her have Princess. I mean, not Princess. I probably should have let her have Sophie at this point. Because, like, Sophie's on 2 HP. What the hell was Sophie going to do? At least I would have outspared Granville. And possibly put it into a range where Pixel could have finished it off. Here she switches back into Alloy. I went for the Psychic because, you know, I was thinking she was going to stay in. I could have done at least some damage to it. And sadly, she decided to switch out into Alloy. If I'd gone for the knockoff, which I was considering doing, I would have done some serious damage. Here again with the Flash Cannon. And again, does a lot of damage. Here I do go for the knockoff, and it does kill. It does kill Alloy. Which, I'm thinking I'm doing rather well at this point. I got rid of the Shed Shell, which is pretty good. And she switches into Mind Freak. And I was sort of hoping at this point I'd at least outspeed or at least be able to take a hit. Nope. Down goes... Down goes that mon. Down goes Mesprit. Then I switch into Sophie, thinking, I'm going to outspeed. I outsped week 2, and nope, don't outspeed. 2 HP, dead. Then I switch into Little Bro, thinking to myself, can you at least take a hit? You're bulky enough to take 1 hit. No, Life Orb. No one's taking hits. No one's doing anything to this thing. No one's doing anything. No one's outspeeding. No one's taking hits. And that's where this battle literally ends at this point. It's not like the battle literally ends. It's just like, what the hell do I do? Like, no one's taking the hit. I decided to substitute here because the fact is, I don't really know what else I can do. I was trying to... Maybe I could have double Ice Beamed. But at that point, what was the point? Because, like... Yeah, sure, I get a kill, but, like... It's a... At that point, she could have just switched into Haxorus. And I know she bought Haxorus, too. So that would have just killed anyway, so what would be the point in just waiting for it? It's a 2-0 instead of a 3-0. By the way, I know she bought Haxorus because I've been playing this. I did a battle replay of with her team and the computer team, so I know Haxorus is waiting in the back and never got to see battle in this battle. Down sadly goes Nightmare to so many psychics from this. Down Life Orb, Alakazam. And again, don't outspeed, can't take a hit. Machamp's dead. So, GG to BlueJay. Go and check out her channel. She's amazing. She is absolutely amazing. She's really good at battling. I keep on underestimating how good she actually is. And I'm sorry about that, BlueJay. I really am. You're really good at this. I am, sadly, not so good at this. But I'm learning, and I'm trying to get more EXP, trying to see what I can do. I know BlueJay's trying to get into the playoffs, and I commend her for that, so good luck to you. I'm going to try hard again next week, and then just have some fun, really. That's the way I'm just going to play for the rest of the season. Just have some fun. Try and get at least one win would be nice, but we'll honestly see about that, and we'll see what happens. Whilst, you know, the summer's coming off and the off-season's coming off, I'm going to be streaming some battles on Showdown to try and get myself some practice in. I'm going to be doing the WSS again, so hopefully that'll help with my practice. I need to just get more XP, try and draft better mons, and see what I can do with my teams. So yeah, that's my plan for the rest of the season. I'm going to try my hardest to do it something. Anyway, if you did enjoy today's episode of the IBL, sorry about that. If you did enjoy today's episode of the IBL, the Indigo Battle League, then of course leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you're on VidMe, leave an upvote, you can follow the channel, and of course, you can leave a comment over there as well. Guys, if I'm asking you once, I'm asking you, like, please do this. Send me some eggs for my Fire Red Omega egg block. That's going to be starting at the end of the month. I did the send me eggs video last night, so I'm hoping that you guys will start sending in the eggs, and we can start this series very, very soon. So I would really like that, because I'm very psyched to do another egg lock for the channel, so can't wait for that. But if you enjoyed this, you know what to do. Till next time, I'm JoesphGames, and I am out. See you again.